Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Let's Play at Moss Valley. This is episode number 7. So, this morning, you'll notice that I've skipped along a few months. I've been playing a few months without you guys, not because I don't like you. I definitely want you guys to be a part of this, but because I've only obviously just started off on the new farm. Really and truly all I've been doing is some contracts. That's all you've missed out on. I've also been scoping the land a little bit to see where we could potentially build our empire. Obviously we started off at the livery yard and there are 3 fields numbers, so you can just about see on the map before I disappear down the road. 13, 14 and 15, and you'll notice I have purchased field 13. And in that field there is some wheat, so that's going to be our first field that we begin with, and I wanted to purchase that, do some contracts, purchase that based on the fact that I can appreciate you guys probably want to see some farming on our own farm as well as doing contracts around the map. I've also noticed, I think I pointed this out before, but this piece of land to our right hand side is rather large. You can see the green grass sort of looking field on the right hand side. It's not a field, it's just some land. And what we've done, or what I've noticed we can do on there, is we can turn that into, like I think I said before, but production opportunities. But also it could be, and probably will be, the first sort of landscaping area that I plan to use, and I will be turning that into sort of a bit of a production area, but a little bit of a residential plot as well, because as much as I really do love this map, I think the one thing that it does lack probably a little bit is a little bit of residential area. But of course this is very much true to real life here at Moss Valley, so the map is absolutely in keeping with the reality of kind of like the local area. But one thing I'd like to do is just add a little bit more residential to the map, but I also enjoy the landscaping as well. So that's obviously for the future, that's what's to come. A little bit of insight into my thought process. Now, I have picked up again some more fertilizing contracts, and these ones are going to be pretty good for us, pretty lucrative. So field 59, flashing bottom left hand corner, so sort of southwest of the map. 75 more southeast, I suppose, of the map. And also field 21 pretty much sort of west, maybe northwest if you like, so field 21, well, check this out: £7,865 for field 75, £5,588 for field 59, and yes, that says £17,435 for some fertilising on field 21. So, do you know what? I thought we'll pick it up. Now, what I've identified is to get down to field 59. This is probably the best route. So what might happen here is that we'll probably do field 59, and we'll probably do field... shut that gate up. We'll probably do field 59 and field 75. Then we might nip back for some lunch and to refill the fertiliser, and then we'll come out to do field 21 last off. I think that's how it's going to work. Now, one thing I've also thought about for this field is I might purchase this and put a track, just to make it a little bit more realistic, a track around the outside here, because it does join up with the track further down. But I don't like the fact that I'm driving through somebody's field to get to it, but I also don't like the fact that if I don't do that, I have to go all the way around, if you look on the map, down to field 54 I guess, and then across. And when we live up at number 14, 13, that sort of area, that's a long way around. You'll also notice I have upped the speed today, and we'll be playing on sort of tenfold rather than fivefold. And the reason I've done that is because I feel like with the amount of time that I'm sort of trying to keep these Let's Plays 2, which is, I've completely missed the turn, which is sort of around, 20, definitely no more than half an hour at a time. That sort of tenfold means that we sort of get to a good position to break. So we can wake up in the morning and we can get to lunchtime. And then the next Let's Play episode could be that we go back out in the afternoon and do some more contract work or some more field work. Now we've actually got some farms set up. We've got a bit of a farm set up, should I say. Or of course it might be that we come out on the following day. But I just think it makes it a little bit more realistic. I think for 59 entries down here. A little bit more realistic for you guys as well, watching, whilst keeping it to that sort of time frame that I want to keep it to. So that's the updates for you for now. Like I say, we are in July. So I think the last time we were together, we were perhaps in maybe October. Actually, so I have skipped through a few months, but like I say, you haven't missed out on much. You have literally just missed out on me doing contracts, building the money up. You'll see that we're on 51,000 as far as I can remember, and I'll double check this in a moment. I don't think that we have any sort of any outstanding loans. So we're not paying any fees on that, haven't got anything to pay back, so any cash that we bring in now is purely profit, purely our cash to spend. And that'd be amazing, because when we move up towards doing some landscaping, we will need some cash in the bank, and there is opportunity then of course to be able to purchase a bit of a loan if we need to, just to kind of see us through to kind of get a development sorted or some landscaping sorted. Because if anybody's played this game, it's not really the buildings that cost the money, it's the landscaping and levelling out of the grounds work that probably costs more money than actually, well, a similar amount of money to actually implementing the kind of buildings. But anyway, that's fine, we can sort that out. So here on field 59, as I say, a nice little sorry about that, don't know what happened there. A nice little contract for us, in fact a nice few contracts. So this is the smallest of the 3 contracts that we've got. This one paying us about £5,500. One thing I have forgot to tell you is we've been really fortunate. So on our last contract that we did, which I think was up on field one of the 70s maybe, you'll notice this tractor is potentially a little bit familiar. And the reason for that is because once we'd finished that contract, the gentleman who I guess owned the land at that point decided that he was going to retire. So it got to a point where he was handing the business over. His family were not taking it on. They were selling up and moving on. And because we'd done such a good job, the very kind gentleman offered me this tractor. And also the fertiliser machine on the back of it. So, well, of course I accepted it. So we haven't had to pay for this tractor. The only stipulation is that the fertilising equipment we're not allowed to use on our own farms. We are only allowed to use that on contract work. And of course, as a man of his word, I will keep to that. I will make sure that we do not utilise it for our own purposes. We will only utilise it for contract work. We are allowed to use the tractor though for our own work, which is obviously really helpful. We can pull the trailers about, we can buy our own fertilizer machine to stick on the back of it, seeding, we can do all those sorts of things. So we just can't use the fertilizing equipment for anything other than contract work. And the reason that was stipulated was it's one of those funny agreements where, you know, you pay £1 for a piece of land and it makes it your land. Otherwise, you know, you can't have it, or it's not actually counted as yours, for example. That you can't transfer the deeds, basically. Well, it's a similar sort of thing. So because we've stipulated that if we use this Amazon ZGTS 10001 for contract work only, then that apparently gets past the laws of being able to just hand over the equipment and it being ours. So, you know, for that one little stipulation, I'm going to take it, quite frankly. So in essence, we got a free tractor, completely usable for all our stuff, and we got a free fertilizer for contract work, which, you know, is pretty useful. It means that we're not having to pay the lease costs for either of those. So when we do take on these contracts, it now means that we're making pure profit minus the fertilizer itself. So that's, for me, I'm pretty happy with that. Right, so where do we go? So there's a little entrance here into the forest area, which is pretty cool. So we're currently down at field 59. So if we decide at any point that we're going to purchase field 81, for example, or we want to go into the forestry area just over in the distance, that's the entrance to that. So now we're going to head all the way over to field 75 in the bottom right handish corner. And as we're going along, I just want to say thank you very much for anybody who's watching these videos. I've probably said this before, I think I said it right at the start, but I am a new dad. I say new dad, our little one's now just over a year old, but it still feels like I'm a new dad. I guess maybe everybody still feels like that, however many years on, as you're always learning, I guess. But that does mean that, you know, I don't always have the opportunity to film these videos and edit them. Definitely don't have the time to edit them, so they are live, they are raw as such. But I just want to say thank you very much, because I'm starting out on my journey for doing some videos on YouTube, and I've had a couple of subscriptions, a couple of likes, a couple of comments. So please, the more the merrier. Absolutely. It's a little bit of escapism for me. I'll try and get back to you guys as much as I can, but, you know, just please share the enjoyment if you are enjoying it. I certainly am enjoying it. I'm enjoying doing the kind of voiceovers and seeing what you guys are feeding back to me. So thank you very much for listening. I hope you're enjoying them, and we will continue on for a little while yet. I've got some cool plans, I think, for this map, and I hope you guys get the opportunity to see those and stay with me before all the way to the end. So into field 75. Let's shrink that map down slightly, and off we go. Feels weird going this way. I normally go the other way around on this field. I've done this field maybe 3 times now, actually. Sorry, I just hit my microphone there. we look at this scenery, it's just absolutely stunning. The textures are pretty impressive, and the landscape is not too bad either, to be fair. Like I say, I really do like this map. Every map on FS22, and probably for all of the future farming simulation options that come out. Farming Simulator 25 is obviously on the horizon. I guess we will hear about that soon, hopefully. But yeah, clearly there's going to be, I guess, imperfections to every map, just based on personal preference, really. But this map is stunning, and there's definitely scope to mod it and modify it as you go along, should you want to. But overall, it is pretty stunning, and it's pretty much got everything you want. The good thing I do like about it is you can do anything to it. So some maps I really like, i.e. Court Farms being one of them. Obviously it's an absolutely stunning map, loads and loads of detail to it, and quite frankly should be the perfect map, actually. But the problem for me is that you can't add, or I've had issues adding animals. If you want additional animal pens, even if you take out the ones that are currently on the map, adding additional animal pens is not allowed. So that really lets it down for me, because I like the ability to kind of have the freedom and flexibility of doing what I want, when it comes up, what comes freely to me. I do try and be quite creative in what I do, and hopefully over the coming months, years, you'll see over the episodes that I'm planning to develop, you'll see that kind of mindset and creativity come out in my gameplay. So now this is going to be a bit of an interesting one, because I did think that we were going to have to go back and refill the fertilizer before we took on field 21, but we've still got 34, it's probably going to be about 32% remaining by the time we finish this field. So now I'm not sure. I think we might go and have a go on 21, see how far we get, because it isn't too far away from the store should we need to go back to the store and refill. Just going to pop around here around 890. Oh, we're done. Even better. Wonderful. So we'll head back down to the gate, which is just over here, or the entrance. It's quite nice, so 75, you don't have to pop out and open the gates up and close them behind you, so quick, easy access and entry. Tell you what, that car's been there a while. Probably need to ring the police on that one. It's sat there for the last year. Anyway, we're going to go and head up now to field 21 and see how much of it we can complete with the 33% remaining in the fertilizer tank. Like I say, guys, some really quite exciting, quite big contracts here today. I'm going to get them all done, and then I'm going to click the income button, unless there's any others that crop up along the way, so we don't miss out on them. But yeah, some nice lucrative contracts. So I think we're looking around what 30,000 for these 3 contracts. So that's pretty good for what's going to be into the late afternoon, or maybe mid afternoon. That's not bad at all. So we're going to head up this road here. And as much as I've been wandering around this map now for a couple of days in real life terms, I'm still getting used to where all these roads go. So you will notice I bring up the map every now and again on the left hand side and just make sure I'm going the right way. So field 21 is a head left here, and then it's an immediate right. I think it's not down there because that's somebody's house. Through this gate just here, and field 21 is the field that is literally right in front of us. So we'll get cracking on this one, and we'll see how far through we get. I don't expect to get the whole field done, but if we do, I mean, there's potential that we could, if it's not too bad. I've not done this field before, so I genuinely don't know how much it's going to take in terms of fertilizer. But yeah, I mean, there's always a potential that we might be able to get it done without having to replenish our fertilizer in the tank. We've still got 31% there, so there's a possibility. So we'll have a go. And then we'll head back to the store. We won't do it if I head off over there and miss out some of the field. We'll head back to the store / head back home, depending on the time. We'll head back home, and then we'll have some lunch. Then after lunch, we'll have a look to see if there are any further contracts. If there aren't any further contracts, that's not a problem. We've got some riding that we need to do. Take the ladies out. We've still got the 3 ladies. They're still fit and healthy, so they're doing pretty well, but they need to be ridden this afternoon, and they also need a bit of top up on food and hay, or food and straw actually. So that might be something that we do this afternoon. But if they don't get ridden today, they were ridden yesterday, so it's not too much of a problem. So if there are some contracts that we can do, especially if we've got some more large ones like this field, we will jump onto those, build our bank balance up, and of course the more that we've got in the bank, the more scope that we've got to do with our own farm as well. So that's pretty nice. And again, we've built all this up literally from doing fertilizing contracts. I haven't done any other contracts. It's all been fertilizing contracts, and that's actually been it. But that's nice. I like that, because I do quite enjoy doing the fertilizing contracts, to be honest. They're pretty quick and easy to do, with relation to how much income you can earn, and that will then draw us on nicely to having our own farm and our own successes. Got quite a bit to do, but we've still got 25% in the tank, so we've used probably 7-8% There you go, 8% on this field so far, but we are probably about, I would say maybe 35-40% through the field, potentially. Let's have a quick look. Oh, 52, even better. So yes, we should theoretically be able to get this field complete on this tank of fertilizer, so that would be excellent news. So just whilst I'm doing this, guys, if there's anything else that you want to see from me, do put it in the comments, do put it in the chat. I'll try and respond to you or include it in the gameplay. I appreciate everybody has their own sort of wants and needs from these sorts of things. Are we going at the right sort of pace? Do you want to see some extra development before I come to the next couple of episodes? Or are you happy with where we're at? Obviously, I can only do so much depending on what money we've got in the bank, and I'm not one for adding lots and lots of money in for, you know, no reason. I like to work for it. That's the whole point of a Let's Play for me. Work for the money, build the farm up, and go from there. But I think we're in a good position. This is going to take us up to about £85,000 in the bank. Like I say, we have got a field purchased already, which costs about 25,000. That one, that wheat field number 13. And in the next episode, I'm going to show you what the plan is with the wheat, because I think that might just provide some little bit of excitement. I'm hoping it will, and I'm not going to tell you now. I'm going to save that one for the next episode, so make sure you tune in and you'll find out what we're going to do with our wheat field and where we're planning to go into the near future. We're doing pretty well on this farm. 17% left in the tank, so I'm pretty confident we're going to get to the end quite comfortably. Still have some left in the tank, I think, before we head home for a bit of a late lunch today. We're currently on 79, so that's good. 20% left. So we are coming towards, so we're at 12% on this. Fertilizer, 11% left. I'm going to presume we're probably on about 92%. Ooh, 90%. So we are getting a little bit closer. So we've probably done what, 2%, 3% maybe in terms of our fertilizer compared to about 10% on the field. So we are going to be comfortable. I think we're still going to get this contract finished and complete, up to 93 now, so we should be fine. I'm certainly pleased that we had the amount of fertilizer in the tank that we did. We'll turn that off for a second and spin ourselves around. There's a nice chunk down there towards the gate that we're going to complete as well before we get to the end. Stick that back on. I know I've missed a few little chunks here and there, but they should be fine. They shouldn't cause us too much of a problem. We're at 96% complete now. So what I'm going to do is I will go back to the beginning. Just going to make sure that there aren't any massive chunks that I've missed, other than that one near the start. So we're going to head down here. There's a couple over here that we could perhaps just cover off on our way. So one just here. But like I say, we don't want to waste too much, and we want to make sure that the contract gets finished. And we're going to head down towards the gate, which is over this way. And then we're going to head left, and we're going to start here, and hopefully by the time we get down towards the gate, which is just over to the left hand side near the house, we should have completed the contract, because we're on 98%, and I'm pretty confident that will finish us off. And there we go. So that's field 21 complete as well. So we're going to head home, which is the quickest way home from here. I believe if we turn right, that's going to be the quickest way home. Just jump out here. So close that up. We're going to head home now. So as I head home, guys, I'm going to finish the episode around about there. But before I do, in fact, I'm going to stop here. And before we do head off, I think with the fact that you've sat with me through 3 reasonable sized contracts just there, I'm going to accept the fact that we have completed them. I'm going to claim that money. So 5,500, 7,800 and 17,500 pounds into the bank. I'm also going to look to see whether we have any other fertilizing contracts, which we don't. So we'll pop back out, and we are up to 84,953 pounds. I'm going to head home, and as we head home, I will say thank you very much for watching with me, Mr. Strategy Simulation Samurai. I'm really grateful for you guys keeping me going, keeping watching. Please do subscribe to my channel. Please do like these Let's Play episodes on Moss Valley if you are enjoying them. Drop anything into the comments. I'll try and feed back to you, try and get back to you, try and reply to you guys, and maybe include them in the Let's Play as we move forwards. As we go forwards, there is now going to be some proper farming well, I say proper farming going off on our own farm. We're going to have some productions going off, which might give you a little bit of an inclination as to where the wheat's going to go. We'll talk about that more about that in the next episode. We'll also look at some landscaping opportunities as we move forward, and hopefully we can really build and drive our empire, have some animals. We're going to have everything on, guys. We're going to have farming, we're going to have agricultural land, we're going to have We're going to have animals on, we're going to have some landscaping going, we'll get some greenhouses going, get some productions going, so we will have a bit of everything. But obviously it all takes time, it doesn't happen overnight. It helps if you go the right way on the track, but for now, until the next episode of Let's Play on Moss Valley, thank you very, very much for watching. I am Strategy Simulation Samurai, and I will see you on the next episode of Let's Play Moss Valley. Take care. Goodbye.